number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 225,827. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 5,392. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,201, with total confirmed deaths remaining at 61. We anticipate the Torrance numbers to change as the county updates its 24-hour period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, August 19th. California health officials are concerned about COVID-19 and the flu as the fall season gets closer. Health officials recently said there has been a substantial decline in child vaccination rates since the pandemic. Dr. Mark Galley, California's Health and Human Services Secretary, says the number of children vaccinated for measles, mumps, and rubella declined when schools and businesses closed in the spring. Galley said with COVID-19 still around and flu season just around the corner, they are worried and got a head start on flu planning. They're concerned that flu cases will add stress to hospitals that are already overwhelmed by coronavirus cases. Health officials are encouraging everyone to get the flu vaccine as soon as possible. This season's flu vaccine is available now to anyone 6 months and older. Flu season usually starts around September. Last year, the flu caused as many as 62,000 deaths. Governor Gavin Newsom shared the latest on the fires blazing across the state. The state is battling 367 known fires burning statewide. Newsom discussed the various fires that are being fought, with 23 major ones. Newsom said that despite state budget shortfalls, they were able to increase budget for CAL FIRE by $85.6 million to bring on a permanent full-time firefighting force. Newsom states in the last 72 hours there have been nearly 11,000 lightning strikes and world record temperatures. Today, Governor Newsom changed the timings on the Flex Alert, telling residents to conserve energy between 2 to 9 p.m. because he expects another challenging day. Some actions you can take to conserve energy are cooling your homes and offices overnight and early morning. Set AC to 78 degrees between 2 and 9 p.m. Avoid using major appliances during peak hours when possible, and turn off all unnecessary lights. And Newsom changed gears to COVID-19 news across the state. He said more than 10 million people have tested positive in California as of today. There has been a 17% decrease in hospitalizations. ICU admissions are down 13% in the last 14 days. He said they are seeing a decrease in transmission rates, but they are preparing for a second wave this fall. And today, Los Angeles County also delivered an update on COVID-19. Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer shared cumulative mortality rates of various races. Ferrer mentioned rates have been and are disproportionately impacted for Latino, Latinx, Pacific Islander, and Black communities. But there is good news. The rate of cases is decreasing for all groups. The county has continued to work to improve their efforts to make workplaces as safe as possible. Inspectors have tripled monthly investigations. To date, there have been investigations at 30,000 workplaces. Officials say they have launched 8 new county sites over the past month in vulnerable communities. Governor Gavin Newsom also declared a statewide emergency recently. The declaration, he said, is to ensure the availability of vital resources to combat fires burning across the state. Newsom said they are deploying every resource to keep communities safe as California battles fires in extreme conditions with a heat wave and high winds. He also mentioned that local and state regional emergency operations centers have been activated. Earlier this week, the governor was able to secure fire management assistance grants. And to beat the heat, you have one more day to take advantage of the city's cooling center. Residents can head to the Ken Miller Recreation Center today and tomorrow from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. if they need a place to avoid the heat. Initially, the center was open only until today, but staff expanded it. The Ken Miller Recreation Center is located near the corner of Torrance and Madrona Avenue. COVID-19 safety protocols are in place, and visitors are asked to stay 6 feet apart, wear a mask, and avoid gathering with others outside of your household. And for those who may be experiencing any of the potential symptoms of COVID-19, they're asked to not enter to help avoid potentially spreading the virus. Health officials from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention continue to urge community members to provide input on future safety cruise ship protocols. There's about 1 month left to participate and submit your comments. They're looking for information in regards to cruise ship planning and infrastructure, resumption of passenger operations, and additional summary questions. The information will be used to inform future public health guidance and preventative measures relating to travel on cruise ships. As of today, the page for comments has been viewed nearly 73,000 times. You can find the questions and information at federalregister.gov. As United States Census Bureau employees continue to head door to door to get your responses, officials want you to know they are keeping everyone safe. The U.S. Census Bureau and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention released a joint statement sharing they are committed to protecting the community and their employees. They said that participation in the 2020 census interview presents a low risk of transmission of COVID-19. Census takers are trained to rigorously and universally follow CDC recommendations to decrease risk of transmission. They will be wearing face masks, maintaining social distance, practicing hand hygiene, and not entering homes by conducting interviews outside as much as possible. Household members encountered by census staff are encouraged to maintain social distances during interviews and practice the CDC's other recommendations as much as possible. If you filed your 2019 federal income tax return, you should expect a refund this week and another payment soon. The Internal Revenue Service and the Treasury Department have plans to send interest payments with an average of $18 to about 13.9 million taxpayers. The payments will be deposited to taxpayers who filed their tax returns by this year's July 15th deadline and either received a refund in the past 3 months or will receive a refund. These payments will be issued separately than your tax refund. Uber and Lyft are already warning customers to plan ahead if they decide to shut down this week. In response to fighting a new labor law, Uber and Lyft said that if they have to abide by the law that will reclassify their drivers as full-time employees, they will have to suspend services in the state to rework their businesses around it. The preliminary ruling requires the rideshare companies to reclassify and is set to expire as a state court gave them 10 days. The companies have been appealing to a higher court to overturn the ruling or at least extend the stay. Hardware store Lowe's is expanding its services. The company announced beginning today it will start rolling out tool rental departments nationwide. It will make them a one-stop shop for all the tools and equipment pros and DIY customers will need to complete home improvement projects. The tool rental department will feature a brand new fleet of commercial-grade equipment, a broad assortment of drain cleaning, restoration, sanitation, and concrete tools. They will also have technology that enables an easy and convenient check-in and check-out process with an online reservation option. The tool rental department will be housed in new constructed spaces that either expand the Lowe's stores or are located on Lowe's property next to an existing store. Well, a local attraction announces it will be opening its doors once again. The Los Angeles Zoo will reopen next week on August 26th. General admission and member reservations were available as of today. They announced they have modified their experience to ensure the health and safety of guests, staff, and animals. They have an online reservation-based ticketing system, required face coverings, hand sanitization stations, signage, and markers placed throughout the zoo to remind guests to follow safety protocols and limited capacity. They have modified access to exhibits, and some activities and facilities will remain closed at this time. The most popular video meeting application is now going to be available on other large platforms. As more people continue to work from home and parents connect their kids to distance learning, Zoom will soon be offered on Amazon, Google, and Facebook video display units. According to a recent study from Morning Consult, the number of adults working exclusively from home has tripled since pre-COVID, with 1/3 wanting to upgrade their work from home setup if their company subsidized it. Users also found it difficult to make laptops and phones working during Zoom meetings, so the company wanted to make the experience more natural for them. Zoom for Home will expand to Amazon Echo Show, Portal from Facebook, and Google Nest Hub Max. Zoom on Portal will be the first to be available publicly in September. Zoom meeting users will be able to extend integrated calendars and HD video and audio for Zoom meetings on the new smart displays. Torrance City Council members were back online last night to discuss city business. The nearly 3.5-hour meeting that started at a later time than usual due to closed sessions included discussions ranging from the city's COVID-19 update to council members sharing frustrations of county and state limitations for how businesses are allowed to operate during the health crisis, to sharing gratitude to local residents for continuing their part to help control the spread of this virus. City staff continues to work with Torrance businesses to assist with their operations during the health pandemic. The city now has a plan to help fitness businesses take their operations outdoors safely at local parks. Restaurants continue to expand and offer outdoor dining, as you may notice more and more canopies and tables outside of eateries all across the city. The Community Development Department continues to receive permitting applications, which is a positive sign that people are making those modifications to continue staying in business. A longtime General Services employee, Alan Brady, was thanked for his 22 years of service to the city. The city's coyote management program will now be supervised under the Community Services Department, transferring from the Torrance Police Department. Council encouraged residents to report sightings and to never leave out food and water, as that may encourage coyotes to return. Discussions of how to manage the coyote population brought passionate discussions by council members. In recent weeks, nearly 24 coyotes have been reported in Torrance, not unusual for this time of year as many pups begin to venture out of the den in the summer months. This also begins the trapping season, and council requested follow-up conversations with staff about what trapping services the city can use and funding to support the coyote management plan for the 2021 season. The City Council also unanimously approved the Sepulveda Boulevard Rehabilitation Project, which will help improve a busy thoroughfare in Torrance over the next 2 years. The nearly $3.5 million project is funded thanks to Proposition C, a tax measure imposed by the county in 1990. You can catch replays of the entire meeting tonight and tomorrow at 10 p.m., Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. It can be seen here on City Cable, streaming online and on demand on YouTube. Road closures continue to impact drivers in Torrance. This week, work at the intersection of Sepulveda Boulevard and Maple Avenue is underway. Phillips 66 closed all traffic lanes on Maple Avenue between Plaza del Amo and Sepulveda Boulevard to repair its 8 petroleum pipeline. They hope to have the work completed by the end of the month. Lane closures will continue from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Delays are expected and alternate routes are recommended. At the end of the day, these roads will be accessible. Despite COVID-19, El Camino College made sure new students felt connected today. They hosted its first ever virtual New Student Welcome Day. At the ceremony, campus leaders, staff, and students were there answering questions. They were also able to engage with a panel of speakers, which included a counselor, faculty, and administrators. New students also learned about the various majors offered. Later in the afternoon, there was also a social hour for students. El Camino College is sharing one-of-a-kind art related to COVID-19. Its art gallery is hosting an online exhibition of COVID-themed works called Pandemic Response. They are featuring more than 40 Southern California artists. The exhibition has a variety of media that explore pandemic-related themes such as fear, isolation, anger, anxiety, and more. The art includes a video, photography, meditative paintings, and more. The next online show in October will address the death of George Floyd and themes related to the Black Lives Matter movement. You can check out the features online through September 30th. The South Bay Workforce Investment Board is bringing its annual celebration online. You can RSVP right now for its 25th annual award ceremony that will take place on October 28th at 3 p.m. The celebration provides an opportunity to honor its dedicated partners and customers who continually strive for success by recognizing their excellence and achievements. They will virtually congratulate those who have successfully made it through various SBWIB programs, got training, and found employment. Proceeds from the event will support its youth programs and teen centers. You can RSVP at sbwib.org. With summer sadly winding down and the new 2021 school year just around the corner, We want to hear what your plans are to help your kids succeed in the age of COVID-19. Share your tips or suggestions that other families could find helpful. Now, whether you have a preschooler or a teen in high school and every grade in between, we want to hear from you. And parents working from home, managing distance learning for your kids, and making personal and professional adjustments, share with us how you plan to make it work for your family as we're all in this together. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. 10-year-old Torrance resident Sophia Reyes made 30 special masks and donated them to the city today. She stopped by City Hall and met with Mayor Patrick Fury. Sophia's parents say as she was finishing 4th grade and attending school online, she wanted to do something to help others through a project. She created custom painted masks and face shields using materials she had at home. Sophia says it was important for her to make kid-friendly PPEs. She has made about 400 face shields so far and has donated them to first responders, kids, and even our mayor. Now, if you have a great story to share, be sure to email us. We'd love to hear from you. That's our update for COVID-19 today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. as Ben McCain brings you the latest updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.